Kansas tonight on the high plains of Hays, Kansas, on the campus of Fort Hays State University. East meets West once again in the 34th annual Shrine Bowl. Greetings, folks. I'm Mark Ewing, and with me alongside one more time, Stan Weber. Stan, congratulations. 20 years of working the Shrine Bowl. If anyone knows this game's tradition, it certainly is you.
Well, it's a great honor to be here broadcasting this game. It was an honor to play in it, but it's no different than the band members, the coaches, the players that get a chance to play in this game. It means so much because you're doing it for the kids. What a great cause, and what a way to start off the football season.
It really showcases a pair of Kansas State-bound backs. East side, Demetrius Bell. Quite a running back. Be interesting to see how he does against a pretty good West defense.
Well, not only is D. Bell quite a running back, he is quite a sprinter when you see him on the track. He is a very fast player. Not tall, but extremely fast, explosive, and that'll be important tonight for the East team. Will he be able to get out and break away? Kansas State hopes to see him do that in the future. Tonight, the East squad hopes he does it.
And isn't it really interesting that the West, perhaps their best and most impact player, is also a Kansas State-bound athlete. His name is Jeremy Reed from Great Bend.
Jeremy Reed is more of a physical back. He'll run tougher inside, and he is a player also going to Kansas State. Now, there are a lot of Division I players eligible to play out of the state of Kansas this year, but they had commitments. They had to go to their universities. These two guys stayed here, played in this game. I think they will love the fact that they did that.
And folks, enjoy the national anthem at the moment. We're watching the 34th annual Shrine Bowl football game.
Now please join us in honoring America as the band plays the Ceremony of Allegiance, which includes the preamble to our Constitution, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then please join in singing our national anthem. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice,
ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution
for the United States of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance
on the perfection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
we hope you enjoyed that from the Masonic Band, selected in the same manner as the players. Other traditional Shrine Bowl elements include the All-State Masonic Band, which is a unit composed of many of the state's top high school musicians. And when they play the national anthem and march off the field, you know it's getting close to game time. The Kansas Shrine Bowl is a statewide pre-college all-star football game to be played on the last Saturday in July. All net proceeds benefit the Shriners Hospitals for Children. The Shrine Bowl is supported by, but entirely separate from, the 5 Shrine organizations in Kansas and their nearly 14,000 members. The Kansas Shrine Bowl is the top Shrine High School all-star game in the nation and has been successful since it began in 1974. With Stan Weber in the booth and Matt Kelly on the sidelines, this is Mark Ewing, and wherever you are in the state of Kansas tonight, we welcome you to our broadcast. And Stan, it involves so many people. The event directly involves 68 athletes. You got 12 coaches, 6 trainers, and the list goes on. 15 officials, approximately 75 media professionals are on hand. 100 university staff members from Fort Hays State University, 150 cheerleaders, 225 high school all-state band members, 14,000 Shriners, and from 8 to 17,000 non-Shrine spectators. So as you know, it's the first football game of the season. It draws a lot of attention, and for these kids, it's a particularly special moment.
You know, and also thinking about the dorms and all the food that was consumed in the last week or so. All the people that prepared the food, unbelievable watching these young men eat, and the band members and cheerleaders, everyone getting excited. It is great to kick off the football season with a game that means so much, not only to the fans who enjoy football, but also for more important reasons. But as a football fan, what a great kickoff to get it going. You don't have to wait next week for the NFL preseason. No, you can actually watch football tonight. So while the baseball season's still exciting and there's a lot going on, you might enjoy racing, almost everybody loves football, and tonight you'll get a chance to see these guys get after it before they go on to their college careers. And for those who are playing in their last football game, what a great opportunity. Some of these kids have scholarships for basketball. Others are just looking at academics and putting their football clothes away forever. It means a lot. You look at number 87 down there in the coin toss. You know, that big guy could play some mean football. We'll see him tonight playing the nose guard position. Charlie Davis over to your right. You know, he is so smart that he skipped a year of school. He is now just turned 17 years old. He's on his way to Drake University to just be a student because he wants to be a doctor. And here's a kid who possibly could play major college football, but instead is focused on the academics. It's the last time we're going to see this guy playing football from Salina Central, and he could be a big factor in tonight's game, being in the interior of the defensive line.
The girl on the right side of the huddle, you see the officials, there are 15 of them, and this is the opening coin toss. You saw some of the captains, and Stan mentioned earlier, Shannon Kloppenberg is a 19-year-old University of Nebraska and Omaha student who knows firsthand the hardships faced by children of cleft lips and palates. She was serviced by the Shriners Hospital, received help, 15 surgeries, and as we listen for the coin toss and who won it,
The West will receive the
she's down there doing the coin toss. So here we go. We're going to get this all figured out. I'm going to tell you who won this coin toss and what's going to happen here.
The East team has won the toss, and they've deferred their choice to the second half. The West team will receive on the north end.
All right, that puts the West team on offense, the East team on defense. The West will defend the north side of the stadium. The East team will kick off. And that puts the West team offensively on the scoreboard. That's the young lady we were talking about earlier. Her name is Shannon Kloppenberg. And Shannon spoke to the Shriners last night. She's a terrific singer. She's a University of Nebraska Omaha student. And Shannon's become a musician thanks to the Shriners Hospitals. She was treated when she was 3 years old, has had up to 15 surgeries. Her lip and her palate were corrected. That's a new thing that the Shriners are doing. And her experience with the Shriners Hospital, one time she sang Phantom of the Opera for about 10,000 Shriners at an international convention in Tampa, Florida. So they always invite a special hospital guest that speaks to the banquet so that the football players can physically see where the money is going and how they help people. And she's certainly indebted to the Shriners, and she agreed to be on hand today, and as I understand, she's just a tremendous singer.
Mark, it really completes the circle because these guys get to go to St. Louis and visit the Shriners Hospital and see the kids that are being worked on and are actually at the hospital. And you wonder, how do the cases end up? Well, it's so nice that when you come back to the weekend activities and get to the ball game, then you get a chance to talk about people who experienced the hospital before, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago, but then you see the end results of how much it's done for their lives and how successful they are and how these people have such an energy and focus that they're not going to get down forever. They're going through a tough time in the hospital, but they're going to bounce back. And that young lady is one that showed us. And our annual jump into the stadium, I talked to Dave Mize today, and he said This is one person I don't have to worry about giving a ticket. I don't know how we'd stop him from getting here anyway. So the traditional jump, bringing the football in, game ball coming, and we're about ready to get started here in Hays, Kansas.
All right, these are the parachutists from Skydive Kansas. They are located in Osage City. And this is, I believe, their 11th year to do this. They're bringing in the game ball. There are 4 skydivers that left the plane from 7,000 feet. They fall at 120 miles per hour before opening their parachutes about 3,000 feet. And after opening their parachutes, as you can see, they deftly find their way in. The timing is everything. They descend at a rate 1,000 feet a minute. All 4 skydivers coming in tonight have professional exhibition ratings from the United States Parachute Association. They are experts at landing accurately. They all hold master licenses. These 4 skydivers represent some of the best in the Midwest with over 60 years of experience between them, around 6,000 jumps combined. Chris Hubble of Topeka, in fact, is a pilot for the jump. Chris holds a commercial license with over 1,000 hours and is flying a Cessna 182, in case you were wondering at home. Chris's brother Bill, he's one of the skydivers. Chris has made some skydives himself, and as you can see, the players looking up, waiting for that game ball to come down. The ground crew involved, they're also skydivers, and their name are Troy and Karen Bart. Troy and Karen Bart come from McPherson. Troy has over 300 jumps, and Karen has over 100, so a husband and wife team. And also crewing is Kim Friedriching, who has over 100 skydives as well. And in fact, Skydive Kansas, if you're interested in doing this, they have a website. It's www.skydivekansas. And Skydive Kansas has been in the business nearly 12 years with an excellent safety record. In that time, they've made over 25,000 skydives, taking people from all over Kansas and all over the United States and several foreign countries. And certainly it's a sport you cannot make a mistake at. So they're very good at what they do. And you hear the crowd start to applaud as the skydivers make their way into Lewis Field here at the campus of Fort Hays State University. You're watching the Shrine Bowl with Stan Weber and Matt Kelly on the sidelines. This is Mark Ewing, the first man down, bringing in the AAA flag. Under the red, white, black parachutes, Rick Gardner. He's from Osage City. Rick has 750 jumps. He has been skydiving for 11 years. Rick is a skydiving coach. He enjoys working with skydiving students as well as doing free fall photography when he's not riding his Harley to the DZ and jumping. Rick works as a KDOT supervisor at Osage County.
And he had the football. Yes,
he had the football. So the football is now in. And following him with another flag is Tim Fredericken. Under there you see the football is carried on his hip. And he's looking up as his fellow divers make their way in. Tim Frederiking has yellow, green, and dark blue parachute. Started skydiving 13 years ago. Has 1,200 skydives. Tim has a static line instructor rating and has enjoyed teaching first jump students in the past 5 years. Tim owns a retail electronics company in Salina. He has recently earned his private pilot's license. So he is down. That's number 2. And coming in next, these guys are going to get more airtime than actually the football players.
These guys
are turn out.
The first 2 guys look like running backs. They don't go down easily.
No, that was nicely done. Coming in next, right behind him. Yeah, I presume there's another guy because we're kind of looking. The players are actually saying, now where's the other? There's at least 3. And Bill Hubble, there he is, Bill. Bill Hubble.
You can tell how beautiful it is out here. I mean, soft white clouds, and in that shot you don't see many clouds, but just a beautiful night for football, and it'll cool off really well, unlike you would expect this late in July.
It's been a pretty terrific day. Mostly cloudy skies here. There you see the clouds, and just a terrific evening for football. Once the sun goes down, it's going to be terrific. But Bill Hubble started skydiving 21 years ago. He's around 1,500 skydives. Bill is his tandem instructor rating, enjoys taking people on their first jumps, and Bill is now down. Bill is sporting the Shriners colors with a streamer trailing behind him. He's a machinist in Topeka. He enjoyed flying planes as well. Finally coming in with the American flag under the red, white, and blue parachute, that is Jen Sharp. And Jen owns Skydive Kansas. She has made over 2,000 jumps since her first jump 18 years ago, and is an accelerated free fall instructor, tandem instructor, and coach course director. Jen enjoys teaching skydiving and working with student training, and she is down as well as taking video and pictures in free fall. She is also an FAA rigger. Jen works from home as a web programmer and playing with her 2 young children. So our skydivers are now down.
They may have switched.
Orders on, I believe.
They can't do that.
No, we have a set program here, and if you switch orders, you got to let them. There you go. There's Jen. There's Jen.
She took the baseball slide in.
She took the baseball slide, doing just fine. But thanks to Jen, that's why I got all this information, Stan. I called Jen.
She did a nice job.
I said, Jen, are you doing this thing?
But she tricked you in the order there.
Yeah, she did. I guess she did trick me, but I'm glad I had something to say about it because they're really
interesting. That's a little bit like
these
offenses tonight. There's a little trickeration involved.
Trickeration is a good word.
these two teams will mainly run the football, and that's basically what Kansas football is about. We're getting more and more into the passing offenses as time goes along, but still it's based on running the football. And these two coaches come in tonight talking about running the football. They'll get to the passing game some. They'll have a few trick plays, but it's all about executing in the offense. So you're going to have a lot of fakes in the backfield, options, movements, and deception without the pass. So many times you come to the Shrine Bowl, you talk to the head coach, and they all talk about passing the football. But when the game starts, it gets back to the basics. It's who can move the line of scrimmage who usually wins the ball game.
Jared Witter's the kicker. He's out of Shawnee Mission West. He will get the game started for the Shrine Bowl. Back for the West team is Zach Stetler, Joel McAtee, among others, as the 34th annual Shrine Bowl game is set to go. They're taking the parachutes off the field. The football is down, and this game is about to begin. Pre-game nerves. Stan, what's your thought on just at this particular point? They're ready to go play football?
Well, they are pretty nervous right now because they've sat around a long time through the ceremonies.
The kickoff is away, and we are ready to play football. This is in the end zone. There will not be a carry because just like high school rules, if it goes over the end line, this ball automatically starts at the 20-yard line. So the West team, dressed in their green uniforms, will take the offense first, and that brings on the field the quarterback, Johnny Sosa. Sosa's 5'9", 170 pounds. He's out of Ulysses. He's going to Garden City Community College. We talked about him earlier. The thing about Johnny is that he's quick, and he's also Jason Kinney's best player at Ulysses. Jason Kinney's the head coach of the West team. Will have some familiarity. So as he puts the ball in motion, watch the offensive set and the backs behind him as the Shrine Bowl gets underway. There's the first snap of the game, and the give is going to be a nice little carry to 25 yards, about 6 yards. And on the carry is Jason Robin. Robin out of Andale, 5'10", 185. And on the tackle for the East team was number 44. That is Joshua Downing. Downing with the tackle. Let's take a look at the starters now. West starting line, Tyler Graves, Clint Coons. Paul Nelson, the center in the middle. We'll have some stories about him later. And they go to motion. This is another carry. And it's going to be a loss. This time the West did not get the offense they wanted. Joshua Downing closing the gap early. Underneath there is Ryan Geis. Ryan Geis is 5'11", 215 out of Hayden. He is a linebacker, and he is a run stopper. So he will make a lot of plays, and the West team will have to account for him. He's a good player.
We see running up to the center, number 75, Clint Coons is actually starting because Paul Nelson is battling an injury right now, so he's not the starting center.
3rd down and 5. Sosa trying to find some room. He's going to be brought down and brought down hard. The first sack of the game is by the Shrine Bulls. Miguel Aponte. Aponte from Seaman High School headed to Washburn University, and he broke through the West protection and got to him.
Well, it's 3rd down, so he did not take the run fake at all. He ran straight to the quarterback. That's exactly what you should do from a defensive line position, and there was just nothing Johnny Sosa could do. He was just trying to bail out and try to throw the ball away. He couldn't get it done. A big sack on the 3rd play forces the West deep into their territory, and they're punting into the wind.
The punter is Drew Johnson. Johnson puts it on the ground trying to get away, and it's going to be a short punt. Barely got it away. Got a pretty nice little roll out of it. It's going to be up to the 40, 41-yard line. And to the 42, and what a great position for the East to start their drive. Just a little bit of a mishandle, and there we go. Special teams already coming into play very early in this football game.
That ended up being a great play by Drew Johnson to just get the football out of there. After dropping the snap, it looked like he was going to take a safety, and instead booted a low-line drive that bounced out to the 42. Good field position for the East, but not nearly as good as it looked like during that play.
East on the West, 42-yard line. We are starting the Shrine Bowl. This is the East's first possession of the game, and the quarterback is from Paola. His name is Corey Walker. Walker over center, and the pitch to the outside is going to be Austin Brayman. Brayman gets the outside, very close to the first down at the West 32-yard line. Let's take a look at the starters for the East team. That offensive line is big. They got a lot of guys about 260 pounds, anchored in the middle by Paul Wetzel. The backs and receivers, Russell Simons will be the wideout. Kiara Jones, Demetrius Bell, the running back, will get the football often. And that's your starting lineup for the East team. Good team, a lot of speed, a lot of size, have a lot of things, and in this case, great positioning now at the 35-yard line. We're at 2nd down and 3, and again a back in motion as the back is Jeremy Dillard, and always have a chance to make that pitch. In that case, he did. And here's the thing where you got that decision. You run that kind of that veer offense, and you fake the inside handoff, and you have a chance to pitch. In this case, Corey Walker decided to keep it. Here's to take a look at the West starting defensive line. Andy Jonas, Pruder, Davis, and the linebackers, Hardesty, Rudzik, Ham. Cornerbacks, Heimerman, Kunch, Hayden, McAtee. Those are your West starters for the Shrine Bowl. Third down play here for the East team. Third down and 3 at the 35-yard line. Again, a back in motion. And this time a flag. A flag will stop this play.
Penalties can become a big factor. You got teams that have only practiced for a week. It's been a long time since they played football last fall, so you can create easy mistakes and hurt your ball club. And here you're 3rd and 3, a real advantage for the offense. You have a penalty to get you back 5. Now suddenly the defense is at an advantage with a 3rd and 8 play.
3rd and 8 for the East team. And as we've mentioned, Corey Walker out of payload gets the first look at a lineman move. Doesn't want to do that, but those coaches really scream about. They just emphasize their big thing in East Camp this week was we got to learn how to go on 2, because if we can go on 2, we're going to get the West team to jump, and we're going to get some free yardage out of it. They're having a lot of trouble with that when I was watching, and it's not easy because you got offensive line guys you haven't worked with, and all of a sudden you're trying to run all kinds of things. Here we go, 3rd down and 8. This is a big play here in the shotgun. Walker looking down for that, so we see if he wants it. We can't get out the outside. There's going to be a sack. Going to be another sack. Walker tried to get to the outside, but Davis of Salina Central, Charlie Davis, who we talked about earlier, heading to Drake, just wants to be a student. You know, he's a pretty darn good football player. Pretty darn football player, and you can't hold this guy forever. Maybe a little bit too much time. Had a receiver initially, it looked like.
Well, it was really hard to find that open receiver with the defensive line getting a good rush in there, and they really forced him to come out of the pocket. And when he did that, staying right in the middle, not getting out of his lane, Charlie Davis was there for a late sack. So here we are going to look at a field goal formation. This would be a record-breaking field goal of 59 yards. The longest ever was right here in Hays of 52 yards.
59 yards. Jared Witter puts it up. Witter's field goal kick just wide to the left, and that is just stepping up, trying to get it done. Now, obviously, Witter had hit one of those in practice or two, very likely, because they're not going to send him out in the field without to try one of those if they hadn't done one in practice. But that would have been a sizable kick. He did make one in pregame today, I'm told. So,
well, one of the things you have here is you got the wind behind you. Secondly, you got the high school rule where the ball's not placed back at the line of scrimmage. It's placed at the 20. So it's almost as good as a punt. Why not give it a shot? Jarrett Witter has a strong leg going to Pittsburg State. That was a little bit too far, though, but not a lot missed. They take over the football to 20.
We go 1st and 10 at the 20. First pass completion of the game out to the 27-yard line, and nicely done, nicely executed. We've talked about the West team wanting to establish a run. Well, they go after the East team and try to check the receivers. Marty Fannin, still you see on your screens from Silver Lake. He was the cover man in this case, and the catch was by Jeremy Reed. Was it Jeremy Reed to the outside? No tackle. I'm sorry. Tackle was made by Ryan Geist. Ryan Geist to the tackle. Now ball on the ground. Geist made the tackle. Ball on the ground. And that's going to be a loss of yardage as we go move the chains back just a little bit. 2nd down and about 6 yards.
Cameron Castle is in at quarterback now. He comes in for the 2nd series. Remember, they have the first 10 plays. They have the first 10 plays scripted for each quarterback. So Cameron Castle has his first 10 plays scripted, and here we are in another 3rd and long situation in the game.
Cameron Castle, 3rd down, let's call it 7. Cameron out of the shotgun, has a receiver in the flat, but he wants the whole thing. He's going long. Doug White is there and makes the catch. Terrific catch at the East 41-yard line. Doug White out of Wichita Southeast, headed to Highland Community College. On the coverage was Jeff Hughes, and nice completion there. Nice pickup by the West team. Look, Cameron Castle, he's going to throw it at Washburn. He does a nice little job here.
He gets the ball out deep over the defender. That's the key. Throw it over number 12, Jeff Hughes, and let your guy, Doug White, go up and get it. A perfect throw by the quarterback and a very fine catch. Doug White continued to run, did not stop, and allowed the football to come down in his hand. Doug White has done a fantastic job all camp long.
Doug White 1st down. This is a carry, and it's a nice pickup of about 6 or 7 yards. The handoff up the middle to Jason Robin. Robin out of Andale, headed to Butler, and Robin, 5'10", 185 yards. He's the first option in this offense. And as you can tell, the West team is wasting no time in the huddles. They're getting out and breaking out. And it's hot on that field, so you got to be in shape if you're going to run this kind of offense. Here's the handoff and our first look at Jeremy Reed. Reed gets to the 28-yard line. Jeremy Reed, the 1st down if there's no flags on the play. And it looks like it's a clean play. So Jeremy Reed out of Great Bend, Kansas, headed to Kansas State University. On the tackle, Dustin Smith. 1st down and 10 for the West team at the East 28-yard line. The West team is moving, Stan. 4 receivers as they come out here and they break the huddle.
Well, they're in and out of the huddle. You can see there's a real rhythm to the offense.
Castle looking for it all, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended on the far side by Joey Garcia out of La Crosse. Joey Garcia got hung up a little bit. Defending on the play out of Tonganoxie, young man, Jeff Hughes again. So Jeff Hughes is there. And it looks like the West team wants to throw a little bit. They're not shy about it. They're trying to see what they can get done and see if there's any weaknesses in that East secondary. Here's the handoff. Second back through. This is Robin. Robin gets the handoff. This is about a 5-yard pickup. The ball goes down to the 22-yard line. A nice pickup. Here's your East starting defense. Souther, Miller, Aponte out of Seaman, and Corey Walker. Linebackers of Dylan Cox. Watch for him out of Emporia. Ryan Geis is out of Hayden. Jacob Latimer at the linebacker spot. Nathan Padilla, Chad Hayes, Marty Fannenstiel, and Caleb Cook across the secondary for the East team. 3rd down and 5. We've seen some crucial 3rd downs, and he's going to be brought down. Cameron Castle elected to keep it, but he's not going to get to the outside. And what a nice job on the defense to hang with it, to stay home on the rollout, because that if he gets past the guy, and that was Corey Walker. Corey Walker on the East team doing a nice job to get out and make the tackle.
Yeah, you're going to see the fake, and the defensive end doesn't overrun the play. He is watching for the quarterback. There's no reason for him to chase completely across the line of scrimmage. He didn't make a tackle with his shoulder pads, but he got enough of his hands on the jersey to pull him down and force the West into field goal formation.
There we go. This is your field goal attempt from 29 yards out. That makes it a 39-yarder. It is up, and it is no good. It is barely missed to the right side. The kicker for the West team just barely missed that one. Drew Johnson. That looked like it was dead on money, but it was missed. So we've got 2 missed field goals, and that's the way the Shrine Bowl starts. The 34th annual Shrine Bowl starts with missed field goals by both teams, both the East and the West. And now the East team will get their turn. And as Stan mentioned, why not kick field goals? Because you don't lose yardage. You get back to the 20-yard line, and you'll probably see a lot of those attempted in this game.
Well, East in their first possession had great field position at the West 42 and didn't take advantage of it. Missed out on an opportunity, having to try a 59-yard field goal was not a high percentage play, and now they're started back with their 20-yard line. So the West could have been behind already, but they've done a nice job of bouncing back.
1st and 10 on their own 20. First back through, picks up about 3 yards. The carry done by Jeremy Dillard on the East team, and tackled by Rudzik on the West team. As we get accustomed to these numbers and where they're positioned on the field, we'll be a little smoother in trying to tell you who's going. They're really changing possessions too. They're changing quarterback by quarterback and backs by back. So with 1 or 2 possessions, you see guys start to change. Running quarterback for the East team right now is Matt Corson. Matt Corson is who I've got a quarterback right now. No, it's the same. It's Corey Walker. My fault. That's still Jeremy Dillard. Jeremy Dillard to the outside. Dillard squirts it forward. He's going to get a first down. It's going to be a pickup of about 12 yards on the play. Jeremy Dillard, quarterback out of Paola. He also is headed to Washburn. That time he found a little room to the outside.
Yeah, it's very athletic for him to get to the right side. And he fakes to the left, turns to the right, and he has no pitch man with him. So it's just a quarterback keep right here. Shakes his shoulder, shows some strength, and gets upfield. And East has their first down of the ball game. Backed up, that was very important. He took them all the way out to the 36-yard line. Now possibly they can get into a little more of a rhythm. It's been kind of a start and stop for the East so far on offense.
1st down and 10. Again, Jeremy Dillard running the offense for the East team. He has 2 backs, and it's going to be the pitch to the far guy. And here we go. Here's our look at Demetrius Bell. Bell gets the pitch to the near side. West does a nice job of containing. It looked like that handoff was just a bit on his shoulder pad. Didn't quite contain that before he took off and started running.
The pitch was slightly behind D. Bell, but Andy Jonas did a very nice job. Watch the quarterback come out. Jeremy Dillard threw it behind D, which slowed him down just a half step, but still getting off the block and making nice tackles. Andy Jonas, who's going to be a walk-on at Kansas State. So these 2 guys are going to see each other on the practice field. From Bishop Carroll, Andy Jonas is a very good player. When you talk about the West camp and guys at Surprise who don't have that Division I scholarship, here's a guy who played very well. We saw how he's done it just on that play.
Here we go, 2nd down and 9. The pitch is going to be Demetrius. Again, the handoff. The pitch was behind it, but Demetrius does a nice job to find some yardage. Demetrius Bell takes the pitch and picks up about 3 yards. On the tackle, it's going to be Joel McAtee for the West team. The West team, Joel McAtee on the takedown, and do like Demetrius got a little bit in the flat, and that pitch was behind him.
There's good faking and good deception on the play by Jeremy Dillard, but the final execution, the pitch to the outside, again, was a little bit behind D. Bell. he's awful fast, and you got to get used to that. And then he's going to play even faster in the game. You work out with these guys all week long, and you think you know their speed, but they have another gear when it's game time and they're fired up.
3rd down and 8.
The quarterback's going to have to take that into account. You got to understand that your guys tried to give you their best effort during practice, but you know, when the adrenaline's flowing, everything can happen even quicker. And D. Bell, just a little bit more speed from him is a big difference. This guy is an unbelievably fast player, and Jason Kinney knows about that, the head coach of the West. Very concerned about the explosiveness of D. Bell, but so far very happy with the way his defense had played.
Another loss of yardage. It's going to be about 3rd down and 12. Another 3rd down play. We've seen a bunch of them already. We're only in the first quarter. Inside 2.5 minutes to go in a scoreless East-West Shrine Bowl game. And this time out of the shotgun, it's going to be Jeremy Dillard. Dillard has 2 receivers, and he's going to fake the pass and run it. And he's going to find some room. Gets forward about 4 or 5 yards. Going to be well short of a first down. He's going to be about 8 yards shy. On the tackle for the West team, Kevin Rudzik, and Rudzik is out of Ulysses. So Rudzik, good little player, gets to the outside, and initially always did recognize the fact that he was going to be a fake pass and he was going to keep it himself. So the East will have to punt this time.
It was a quarterback draw, and Blake Pruder did an absolutely outstanding job from his defensive line position of being ready for it and forced the quarterback to get to the outside, allowed the pursuit to tackle him, and the East is forced to punt. Good job by Blake Pruder, who grew up here, went to Hayes High School, and is going to go to Fort Hays State.
The punt and the punt is away. It's going to land at about out of bounds. What's their mark it? Somewhere between the 35 and the 50. Official's going to mark it at, still going close to the 40. Looks like almost 39.5-yard line. So Witter with the punt, and now the West team, which had horrible field position early, gets a nice place to start here as they take the offensive reins. And again, both teams, boy, look at that West team. They break that huddle and get out very quickly.
Well, with the quarterbacks rotating the way they are, we see our 3rd quarterback in the 3rd series. You want to hurry and get as many plays in as possible because you know you got to divide it up 3 ways. Dane Semino from Salina Sacred Heart High School going to Washburn is now the quarterback.
Dane Semino gets a handoff, and he's got some room. To the 40 inside the 35. The handoff is to Jason Robin of Andale, and Robin makes the first significant offensive play for the West team. And a pickup
you see
of
Jason
27
Robin.
yards.
You get him in the open field, he can do some damage. He's playing kind of a fullback position tonight, but he's really a running back. You can see the down block and the hole open through there. Just an amazing blocking job. Kind of a cross block, double team. And a good block in there by Jeremy Reed to help out. And that's the kind of gap they're looking for. You got 2 running backs working in the backfield tonight. Not a fullback and a running back. Jeremy Reed and Jason Robin, both tailback type players.
Dane Semino again, the quarterback. Handoff is up the middle, and this time the East figures it out. Let's go to the sidelines. Matt Kelly. Matt, what do you got?
Well, guys, you know, I'm just kind of thinking about it. These guys have not played football for almost 8 months. They're almost 2 months removed from high school. But you would never know it watching these guys on the trip to St. Louis. A lot of these guys were kind of complaining about practicing. But you would not know it because once the game has started, the coaches are jacked up, the players are jacked up. And I think this is a first quarter of a good night of football.
Let's take a look at that play. Stetler on the catch, 36-yard pickup on Dane Semino. He likes to throw the ball, finds his receiver coming out of the backfield. Nice pickup.
Well, the key is they're faking the running game, and it's the traditional wishbone type of ride right there and then throw. You fake the ball, get the strong safety to come up and think option, think run, and then drop the ball to the tight end right over him.
Dane Stetler puts it the 1, and this is going to be waiting for the officials to make the signal. It's going to be a touchdown. There it is. The officials signal the touchdown, and we're able to score in the 34th Shrine Bowl game. Up the middle is Jason Robin from 1 yard out, and Robin gets the West team on the end zone. Our first touchdown of the game. Robin for the West team, and the West goes up 6-0. We got an extra point on the way here. The way they're really breaking the huddle and getting these things up and going, but that was just a well-executed drive. You take over Robin on the sideline there, happy about his plunge. Extra point is up, and it's good. Well done. And let's make it 7-0. Inside a minute to go, 41 seconds left to go. The West scores the first touchdown.
Well, it's just a powerful running play off to the left side. And so far, the offensive line of the West has done a great job of getting off the football. And here in the goal line, they move the white shirts back into the end zone, allowing an easy running lane for Jason Robin. And he's taken no time to get upfield. So far, we've seen very strong running by Jason Robin, but the key play on that drive was a beautiful pass by Dane Semino, set up by all the strong running by the West squad. You fake the football in there, the linebackers, the strong safety come up. They've got to honor the running play, and you drop the ball right over their head on a line to the tight end. It's a basic football play. Run, 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 fake it, and hit the tight end in that seam, and you can get big plays. Zach Settler set it up, and the West squad is on the board, and now Blake Pierce has got to look at his notes and say, okay, our offense has got to go out there and match it. It's time to get something done. The scoring has finally occurred. We've broken through. The field goal tries are over with, and we see a touchdown. A very good drive by the West. Quick and efficient. 4 plays, 61 yards, and Jason Robin from Andale High School takes it over from 2 yards.
And a well-executed drive by the West team, and now the East team is going to get their opportunity. Kickoff is away inside 41 seconds to go, and there's going to be a return to the 5 to 10, 15, and up towards the 23-yard line. On the carry for the East team is Casey Curran. Casey Curran, tackled by Derek Fisher out of Garden Plain. Curran there with the carry out. Return for the East team is the East team will get an opportunity. Now, the East team has had a little trouble finding its rhythm. The West team has had a couple of big offensive plays. Now it's time for the East team, and Tyler Hurl. Take a look at the quarterback now. Tyler Hurl, and he can throw the football. He's out of Shawnee Heights High School, 6'2", 220. He's headed to Northwest Missouri. This is a really good-looking athlete. Hurl on the 20, back to pass. He's going to be sacked. No time. Does a nice job of just holding onto the football. On the sack for the West team, among others, Garrett Nickel, 6'5", 240 out of Cheney. First on contact there.
And Andy Jonas, number 44, getting into the face of the quarterback in his second sack. Here you see him going against Curran from Blue Valley North. The running back can't quite block him. And the final tackle is made by others, but the real pressure put on the defensive end by defensive end Andy Jonas, who's already become a big factor in this ball game.
We're going to take a break. Teams are going to get some water, and so are we. We have played 1 quarter of action here at the Shrine Bowl. And there's your big play. Doug White making a play. Demetrius Bell trying to counter for the East team. They played a quarter. The West leads the East 7-0. We return after this.